So, just following up with some more Aero, we are going to go through just a description and explanation of behaviors. In this world, I did bring in this title card that I want to show you how to basically trigger it to show up. And like right now it's shown, and that's fine. But I don't want it to be viewable to the user initially. So I'm going to create a trigger, start, action, hide, and I'm going to hide the title card. So as we enter the world, title card is not there. Cool. Add another trigger, tap, and we're going to use this, you know what, let's use this guy. Tapping layer 7, action, show, title card. So when we tap layer 7, title card is shown. And what that looks like is boom. And then I'm going to do one more trigger or one more behavior. Tap, title card, hide, title card. So we tap our little blue guy. All right, we have the information, we can tap. And you can do things like, you know, leave information for the viewer, like tap to hide, and that way they can choose which information they want in front of them. So a couple other things I wanted to talk about, like of course we did go over, you know, tap to start, or I should say trigger start, trigger tap, trigger enter proximity, exit proximity. We did go over that briefly. Just to like recap, when we have a trigger start, that means this will be happening as soon as the world is loaded. If we have tap, that means the user has to physically interact with it by tapping on their screen, tapping on the object in their screen. Proximity enter, of course, they're taking their screen, their device, whatever they're using Aero on, and they're entering a specific proximity. And you can set that proximity to whatever you want. And then same thing with proximity exit. So let's also go through some of these other things that are, or this other drop-down menu. Allow for re-triggering. So things like, you know, allow for re-triggering, so allow for the behavior to re-happen or to happen again, either never, so you can only do it once. That's something interesting that you could have, like, I don't know, something, a hidden experience within your Aero world. Have the action be able to be replayable after it completes its task or immediately. And what that is going to look like, let's do tap immediately, and we have let's just do a rotate. Oh, did I do the right one? Layer 3, tap layer 3. Maybe let's do spin. There, yeah, that's what I wanted, not rotate. And we'll spin around the Y. So it spins twice. I'm going to shorten the duration so it spins fast. And we have that allow for retriggering to be immediate, so if completes, so I can keep tapping it, you know, tap, 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 and allow it to keep going. So that's also something interesting to think about, like, how do you want your user to interact with certain things? You know, is this like something like is there playability in it? Like, is there a sort of like fun game aspect that you're incorporating? Just something to think about. Let's do another tap. And let's do, so lots of different things we can do. And of course you can even do you can simulate simple animations through the Aero behaviors. And there is the video that I have about creating assets in Illustrator and then creating animations in After Effects through something called PNG sequence. That is something you guys definitely need to go over, especially if you want to have simple animations, like intentional animations in your world. And there's also an audio one which I will upload later on to Canvas. So we just saw spin, we can see bounce, and you can control, you know, where does this bounce to. So it bounces on the X, Y is up in this world, and the Z. So if you look at it kind of top down, here, let's even push those further. So you can control like where things go. Rebound, and of course there's like different settings for each of these behaviors. Duration, the longer the duration, the slower the action. So the shorter the duration, the faster it will move. Easing in, of course, if we have, I shouldn't say of course, but ease in and out, that means there's going to be a gentle begin and a gentle end. Ease in, just the gentle begin. Ease out, just the gentle end. And then linear, all the same speed. Play count, of course, like how many times is this going to behave. And delay, you know, we could tap, maybe nothing seems to happen, but after 5 seconds, boom, surprise. And then we have infinite, back and forth we can play with, no delay. Let's go through some other ones. Aim, this is a really fun one that you can do. So aim target, that is, so camera is going to be the user. That is going to be who the person looking through the screen, looking through their camera. Because it's augmented reality, they're experiencing it in the real world, but alongside these digital assets. So you could have, you know, theoretically, as you approach an object, we'll say, how about we do, let's do a prox enter. I'm not really sure the scale of centimeters in this world. And then it will aim at the camera infinitely. So let's go preview. I'm not really sure how to get ooh, okay. So now it's a little difficult on the desktop, but on the mobile version you know, as I pan around this or move around this, you'll see this never changes orientation. So that's something, definitely something you can use. Maybe something creepy, maybe something fun, maybe it's like you never want the user to lose perspective of, you know, the work that you set up. And you can also have it aim at like different objects. Maybe it points towards over here, maybe it turns away, maybe you have like a pin that you set up. I should also, let's see what else we can go through. Show, we went through show and hide. Move, you know, we would decide where that is. Duration, maybe it moves very slow. Let's change this to a tap because it's so much easier on the desktop. So each time I tap it, let me go back to the behavior. Each time I tap it, it moves 14.4 centimeters. All right, so that's something to think about. You can permanently move things outside until the Aero world is reset. We also have move to, and we can add, let's see, nope, cancel. What do we want to do? We want to create a pin. And where is the pin? All right, let's, there are pins you can create in the world. And I'm just taking a look for them. But another thing you can do is just bring in assets. So we'll do, let's use this as an example. We have this little flower guy. We can start, hide, so he's gone. But we can use layer 14, that's what his name is, and we can use him as like a pin. So he's invisible, but we still see him in our edit. Okay, so he's hidden. We can do, here we go, move to, and that was 14, I believe. Wait, tap layer 7. Oh goodness, I'm like, tap 19, move to layer 7. Okay, there we go. Is he layer 7? He's layer 14. I messed that up again. All right, there we go. So he moves in proximity, and I have some distance between. Cool. And I can change the duration, delay, and so on. What else do we have? Scale, rotate, orbit. I mean, those are pretty obvious what they do. You know, we can change how big we want this to become. Let's just do 2. He's continuing to grow, so because I have it set to infinite, he's going to continue to grow. Oops, let's go duration 1.3. And I can have him moving kind of like that. We can do infinite. So this is what I talk about when I say you can simulate some simple animations here. All right, what else we got? Rotate. I do not know exactly like pitch, yaw, and roll. These are unknown words to me, but we can have that it rotate. Let's see. Oh, okay. Just along what axis? And then what else do we got? Orbit. Let's say we do camera. So he'll rotate around you. We probably want the duration to be a little bit longer. So you could have things like kind of happening in the background. Let's see, and then we have follow. Looks like he's just following along an axis. Oh, following target 14. We could also do camera. So he's coming towards me. Kind of scary. But it only lasts 8.5 seconds. We could make that longer, and it would have, like, we could say like 30 seconds or so. I think just to get an idea how long people are gonna spend in this world. Like, of course that's gonna depend on like how rich you make your world, how much information you have. Wait, so that means like waiting, not doing anything, and you can stack these behaviors too. And open URL, we don't need to do that, but it's pretty obviously what it does. So just an overview of how some of these behaviors work, what you can do, what it looks like. Hopefully this is some sort of inspiration for you and helpful. So yeah, all right, cool.